Hey folks, this is Rhykker with a Sombra Overwatch update video. Today, after almost 2 months, the MohEternal website finally reached 100%. And what do we get? F*** all. Here's the too long didn't watch version of this video. Once MohEternal reached 100%, the site basically said, upload complete, Bastion unit compromised. In the source code, we saw an Overwatch version number listed there that is higher than the current version number. That's the too long didn't watch. If you want to keep watching, we'll go over more details and why this is so disappointing. So it was August 23rd that the MohEternal counter kicked off. This was after an awesome forum teaser that generated an immense amount of hype. You can check out our videos from back then, but Blizzard did an astounding job hyping Sombra, making a really cool ARG, alternate reality game, puzzles for us to solve. Everything was really going well. It all came together with this countdown timer on the forum after some really cool special effects that looked like Sombra was hacking the forum, so anyone visiting the Blizzard site or the Blizzard forums would see it, right? That's how they brought so much awareness to this. And it was after about a day that the countdown finally reached completion. And everyone was freaking out, oh man, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen once it reaches completion? Well, what happened was that it ultimately just led us to the MohEternal website that then had basically a progress bar, an incrementing percentage. Now at first the rate of increase wasn't clear, but eventually it settled, and we were able to calculate and predict when it would reach 100%, and our calculations told us either August 16th or 17th. Almost 2 months after this super hyped teaser. So to have this, 1 day countdown timer just result in a 2-month count up timer, people were pissed back then. Blizzard really built up the hype to something just for it to be revealed to us that we'd have to wait another 2 months. That really killed the hype for a lot of people. Tons of people lost interest in Sombra and the ARG as a whole. Many people didn't want to believe, myself at first, a lot of us didn't want to believe that we would have to go a full 2 months without anything, but that turned out to be the case. So all we could do since August 23rd was watch that incrementing counter. But about a week or two ago, there was an alleged leak in which we got to see Sombra. We covered that in this video. As you could tell, I was super hyped. Everyone became super hyped and interested in Sombra once again. It looked like an internal Blizzard memo, and it also spoke about the Halloween event. And a few days later, when the Halloween event launched, and thus confirmed that the leak was legit, again, Sombra hype was at an all-time high once again. Now at that point, we only had a few more days before MohEternal would reach 100%. Everyone was wondering, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? A lot of people thought Sombra would be released. Others thought she'd hit the PTR. I thought we'd get another clue. Maybe something that would finally get us to solve the Tracer Trail. Or, most optimistically, I was thinking we'd get a reveal trailer, like an official video from Blizzard about Sombra. But basically, folks, the hype was real. Then it was roughly last Thursday that the rate at which the percentage was increasing changed. For weeks, it had stabilized at increasing at a rate of 0.0038% every 3 minutes. On Thursday, it slowed to 0.0031, and then it was around Monday, I think, that it slowed again to about 0.003. And under those revised numbers, it would then be scheduled to hit 100% at precisely 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or high noon Blizzard time, on Tuesday. And this is a typical patch day and time. So suddenly, I started to even believe that maybe Sombra will be released. If not on live, then at least on the PTR. Why fiddle with the numbers in the final hours to get it to launch exactly on a Tuesday, exactly at 3? So this whole Sombra ARG, which started July 12th, which we covered all the way back then in that initial Ana video that had those 2 hidden frames with the secret messages to decode. It's been since then, like over 3 months have been building up to this. And we were expecting to finally get something, right? Just get something big for all of our efforts and all of our patience. And what do we get? Nothing. This is what the A Moment in Crime website looks like right now, as of reaching 100%. You can see the Spanish text, which roughly translates to establishing connection, Sombra protocol version 1.95 initiated, transmission finalized, finishing loading, loading complete, Bastion unit E54 compromised, terminating connection. Now, there's been some fuss over whether that word actually means compromised, because if you put it in Google Translate, it tells you something else, but some native Spanish speakers have said that no, it does more appropriately translate to compromised in this context. Now, apart from this, you look in the source code and you see this. And of note is this here, version 1.4.0.2.324 ? Now, this looks very much like an Overwatch version number. As you can see in your Battle.net launcher, our current version number is 1.4.0.2.32374. So this Sombra version is a little bit ahead of where we are currently. Even though we don't know what those final two characters are that have been replaced by question marks, it's clearly a future patch version, but not too far into the future, it seems. But that is literally all we have right now. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're probably mistaken, they're probably misinformed, or this video is already outdated. People have been scrambling to find new things, and a lot of people are just finding old things that we covered and solved months ago. So many people are pointing out, because they think, okay, Bastion, this was a clue for Bastion, so they go to the Play Overwatch website, they click on Bastion, and when you flip through his abilities, the animation in the background, there's sometimes a little bit of static to separate the animations. And you can vaguely make out what looks like a hidden person or something. This has been around for months, folks. You see it on every character. We think it's a staticky image of Soldier 76, but we established a long time ago that there's probably no significance to it. But regardless, it is not something new. People point to the Skycoder forum post. Not new. That was back in August. Yes, it says it was posted 2 seconds ago, but that's just that hacked forum post that Sombra left us when everything reached its climax. So there's no new skull. The skull you get from that, we solved that ages ago. The question mark achievement on the website, we solved that a long time ago. Also, people are trying to find meaning behind Overwatch.com, playoverwatch.us. These websites are not owned or affiliated with Blizzard in any way. Do not visit them. Do not pay them any heed. The Discord Twitter account became Sombra for a while. I don't know if it's still Sombra, but it was just a prank, bro. As is any other social media presence, because we saw these pranks happen in the summer that a bunch of Overwatch streamers and personalities just changed their Twitter to Sombra and started leaving horribly translated Spanish messages that they just ran through Google Translate probably. Nothing that is not officially endorsed or sanctioned by Blizzard is going to be giving you a clue, folks. Now, some progress is being made in decoding Morse code from Bastion's RIP emote that was added in the Halloween update. On some of his skins, not all of them, on some of the skins you can see his light is blinking, and some people think that might be Morse code. One game detective allegedly decoded one of the messages, because it seems every skin has a different blink pattern, but allegedly one of them translates from Morse code to this, EM54 Bastion, and then a string of numbers. Now, even if this is indeed legitimate, a lot of people are saying that even before MohEternal.com reached 100%, that the lights were already blinking. So this could just be part of the skin. It could have nothing to do with Sombra. It could just be a cute little Easter egg. And again, to date, Blizzard has not had any clues in the game itself. That is to say, any clues required to solve the Sombra ARG. Obviously, they've teased Sombra in the game. Also, this is kind of unrelated, but I'll mention it because people keep bringing this up. They keep saying, Rhykker, someone in my game switched to Sombra, or I saw someone, they were Tracer, but then they switched to Sombra. Literally anyone can do this. Every one of you can do exactly what you saw. You just go into game and you type, has switched to Sombra. That's literally all they're doing, folks. No one is actually switching to Sombra. They're just tricking you. They're just typing in chat, has switched to Sombra. So where does that leave us? Well, unless something happens before this video goes live, it leaves us with nothing. The most exciting thing to have happened in the past 2 months was Sombra being leaked. And that was exciting. I mean, if you saw my video, you saw how excited I was for that. I was mostly sure the leak was legit. And I said this as someone who'd covered Sombra hoaxes in the past and debunked them. Well, with the Halloween event going live, that basically all but confirms that this leak is something legit. And also, for anyone who is concerned about the ethical side of things with regards to that Sombra leak, and I think it's because I jokingly threw around the term hacking, or like Russian hackers hacked Sombra, whatever. What most likely happened, we don't have the full picture, but what most likely happened is this was just an internal leak. I highly doubt anyone actually hacked Blizzard's servers to get this information. This was just a leak like any other leak that happens to the media. It's someone internal who spilled the beans. I mean, it even looks like the guy, like a QA tester probably, just took a picture with his cell phone because he didn't want it traced back to his computer and put it up on the internet. And you know what? Thank goodness he leaked that, because it's the only thing that has kept Sombra hype alive at this point. Yeah, it super sucks for Blizzard that this happened. Yeah, people should not break NDA, people shouldn't do these things, people shouldn't leak things. It sucks that the surprise was blown. You know, some people are saying they're disappointed that the ARG ended with a leak. I'm more disappointed that Blizzard let what started off as an amazingly well-executed, super fun, super hype ARG. I'm disappointed that they let it just fizzle out. And the Sombra leak doesn't even put an end to the ARG. Just because we know what she looks like in a screenshot and have like 2 sentences of backstory, we don't know any of her powers, we don't know her full backstory. There's so much more for the ARG to tell us. But right now, we have basically nothing to go on. We have no new puzzles to solve. We have no new real leads to follow. We're once again at a standstill, with the best thing that can be gleaned from the information at hand being that Sombra will be released in an upcoming patch, and that she's possibly the one who reactivated Bastion. So that's where we are, folks. Honestly, I'm disappointed. This was not worth 2 months of waiting. Now, that said, I'm still excited about Sombra herself, and I'm going to continue to follow all things Sombra. But even if somehow these new clues or whatever that we've uncovered is somehow all we need to find and or solve some new clue, like, there's just not enough pomp and circumstance around this. Again, this is 2 months of build-up for something, what, super subtle, if anything? I don't know, guys. What do you think? Sound off in the comments. That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch supporters and Patreon supporters for making these videos possible. Check out these other videos, and subscribe to join Rhykkers Raiders to stay informed on Overwatch news and all things Sombra. And it's happened. It's finally happened. The real Sombra leak has happened, folks. Here it is. You're looking at it right here, right now. While this is not 100% confirmed to be real, this looks as real as it gets, and we'll go over why exactly. But right now, folks, this is insane hype for the ARG to end in a leak. Wow. Now we've